Holbrook New Media.
This is Jeffrey K. Holbrook. Welcome to the audio feed from holbrooknewmedia.com. Today, Geoff and Jeffrey, the weekly catch-up. We hope you enjoy the audio version. If you want to see what we look like, I will embed the video for this episode at holbrooknewmedia.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Geoff Blanchard, and next to me, what was that? And next to me is my co-host, Jeffrey K. Holbrook, and this is the weekly S8 catch-up. Let's say it should be the S8 catch-up. Now, good evening, or good morning, and good morning, Mr. Holbrook. I know what yours did. It did exactly what mine did the other week.
Yeah, this one here, that was actually the thing when something pops up on Facebook or something like that. That's one of the that's the notification sound.
Well, it sounds
yeah,
like
it's a bunch of children laughing. I actually got some soundboards off of off the store, and was just trying to find different things. And there's some like retro gaming sounds, and that's what I put on here. My wife's asked me what all that laughing was going on my phone. But yes,
Well,
this is
the S8, the Galaxy S8.
yeah. And
Now, I want to know who got...
there you are.
got-
So you can see your
Oh, there I
reflection.
am. Reflection. Who got theirs first? Did Rick get his first, or did you get yours first?
Because of the time zone, we both got them the same day. But because of the time zone, I actually had mine probably 3 or 4 hours before he did.
Yes, because you was awake earlier and that. So
Yes.
I will say you beat him, so.
You can't see it very well, but okay, all right.
Really good.
Yeah, kind of
And
backwards
it's,
there.
Yeah, you can even read the screen now. If you
Yeah,
hold
we
it
got
up.
some. If I can hold it steady, we actually got some feedback on episode 59 about the Amazon Fire Stick.
Oh yes.
Okay, and this is from Brett Lewis on the. Let me see. Take my glass off here. Where I can read this. Anyway, this is really cool. He actually is the newer co-host on Cinema Toast Crunch, and this is what he sent. Imagine my delight listening to your hacked Amazon Fire Stick podcast on my TV last night using a hacked Amazon Fire Stick. Right now, it's technically legal in the U.S. because people are using Kodi, which is K-O-D-I, an open source media player, and streaming the media. There is no downloading of copyrighted material. Streaming copyrighted material is not illegal in the U.S. Are we taking advantage of criminal activity? Yes, but not doing anything illegal. England is going after Kodi big time right now. Anyway, really enjoying the podcast. Just thought that was funny.
Yeah. Well, that is. I didn't realize that either, because when you think about it, that's right. You're not downloading it. You're streaming it.
Yeah,
aren't
you're
you?
just
So-
streaming through.
Yeah.
This was my reply. Then I actually got another thing from him. I said, I will totally read this on the show. I was wondering why they were being sold so openly. I appreciate the listening and the correction. The term hacking usually denotes illegal activity. It's interesting to find the gray area here. Also, admitting a mistake makes for a great show. Anyway, then he sent me one more. Said, the more common term with this type of activity is jailbreaking. England started cracking down when they started selling media players preloaded with Kodi. The group that does the cybersecurity for Netflix is supposed to be developing something to combat Kodi. And I told him I really, really appreciated the info because, like you say, I will say that anytime anybody hears anything they just want to comment on, add something to, or just tell us we're flat wrong, we will be more than happy to listen to what you have to say and mention it on the show.
And that's great to say things because, I didn't realize because, as you said, streaming is, because it is, that's right, really, You're streaming it. You're not downloading it. It's only when you're downloading it, putting it onto a memory stick and then handing it round. That's the illegal part of it. But I know about Kodi because that's what I've got. There's a little box here that's got that on it.
Oh, really?
So, but yeah, because that's the one that gets all the things that you're not supposed to have on it, I think. So,
okay.
But I'll have to check what the laws are here. If you're allowed to stream things, it's not illegal. Then, hey, not breaking the law if you're doing it. But
Like I say, it's
like
costing people about $65 US to get one of the hacked Fire Sticks, or shall we say the jailbroken Fire Sticks.
that.
And so anyway, I'm not ready to get one, but because we're doing just fine. But still, it's kind of an interesting thing. It's something that'll eventually be shut down, I'm guessing, because there has to be a problem before a law was passed, and that usually takes them a while to pass a law. So it's a
What was that? What was that one for the music? Netster?
Napster.
Napster, not Netster. Napster was the music one, which it was okay, and then everybody was using it, and then all of a sudden the doors were slammed shut. But I tell you what, though, even with the things like that happen, it really made a big difference to the music industry, because once they shut that down, then people realized they've got to get the content out to people easier, cheaper, and more efficiently. So if they didn't have that, we would still be stuck into paying $25 for a CD and nothing else. Whereas that sort of was the revolution that started. People just want to buy a tune. They don't want to buy a group's album and have 2 songs that they know they're good, and then they fill it up with all the rubbish nobody else will ever want to buy. So it really made a big difference. You commented first off, though, Jeffrey, about my background.
Yes.
See, my background's all totally different. Do you know what the difference is with the background today?
Well, there's obviously no green screen, and I see you got your fancy shutters you were telling me you were going to install. Plus, I see your sound treatment over there.
Well, actually, I did get my shutter, but you can't see them. Those are my old, just Venetian blinds over the window things.
Okay.
See, where's it there? You can see the new shutter button for the electronic shutters outside.
Yeah. I saw the button. Okay.
That's what it is, and that's where. So I knew last night that the people would be coming today to fit them, and so I thought the green screen's in the way. So I thought I've got to get it out of the way, and I thought by the time I might be late finishing, and I won't have time to set back up. So what I did last night, I created on on Wirecast a copy of the show without the green screen. So I changed all the scenes to make it different, because I had to take the backgrounds out, because if I didn't, there'd be little bits of the thing just didn't look right at all. So, and you remember, I think what Tom Sinclair always says, he says, don't change anything just before a show. Get it ready the day before and just live with it. And that's what I thought. I could probably get back, but then I'll be moving the screen, then that wouldn't be right, and this wouldn't be right. And I thought, hey, hang on, it doesn't look too bad anyway. It's a nice, clean background. So I thought, well, that's not a problem. So, and when you get tradespeople in, and you always dread it, because you say, will they be on time? Will they do the job? Well, I must tell you, if anybody's listening from Block Out Blinds, or they've got to do, by all means use them. They've been the best company I've used for years. They've done quite a few jobs for me. And whenever they've said they're going to be there, now this, you won't believe this, Geoff, but when they say they're going to be here, they come.
All right.
That's usually unheard of.
Well, I know we were talking about the integrity of showing up on time and a couple of shows ago. It sounds like to me you have some new friends there.
Well, I mean, the things I've had, this is about about 5th thing I've bought through them, with some roll of fly screen shutters, some bistro blind type things out the back for the dog, so under the shading, so when it gets rainy he doesn't get wet. And I've had them once 7 years ago, and then replaced ones that have been a bit damaged in the weather, and then got some inside blinds. But I can certainly recommend them, because just the pleasure of doing business. How sometimes you just feel like you're a bit of a criminal, even daring asking a place for a quote.
Yes.
And something. A free obligation quote, but we want your firstborn before we'll give you over the price. And well, these people were absolutely the opposite in that. And the shutters that people said that would be here today about 8:30 to 9 in the morning, and would probably take most of the day to do it. And the shutter was there at 9 o'clock, and they went and about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But the funny thing was, I had some neighbors who had a similar sort of shutters from a different company.
Okay.
They put their shutters up, and then 3 weeks later, the electrician came to put the electricity on for the shutters.
Oh, wow.
So I was very lucky to get all mine are done. The electricity's all on, and I'm all shut in there. And hopefully, I can't hear as much noise. It's very quiet out there. So hopefully that'll make better for the sound treatment in this room. But then things are said. So now I think if I put the green screen there, I have to get behind the green screen to open my down shutters every time. But then again, in this room, I might not have them on anyway. So anyway, that's why we've got the different shots, and then that's why now this shot is just my big one. And then I've got the microphone in the shot, but I don't really care on this one because it just doesn't. Because the other way, it looks like it's sticking out to your shoulder if I have a bit of the green screen. So it's not doing that today. So, well, that's my little story anyway.
Well, there you go. No, that sounds like it's very nice, as I used to say on the A-Team show, when a plan comes together. And it all works that way. So I guess you want me to talk about the S8, right?
Well, that's right. I want to hear because I know Rick sent an email saying he's got his and that. So I just wanted to know how is it? Oh,
we were trading emails back and forth. Here is a picture of my mother and myself. I can't really. The light is kind of.
I can see that. Yep, that was okay. Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay, but anyway, that's the day after we did the. It's turning off on me. The day after we did the. Memorial service, we actually got to spend some time with her. So there we go. One more, wrong way.
Yes.
I'm trying to get the glare off the screen. Turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's looking good there.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was a selfie using the 8 megapixel front camera, and let me see if there's something else I can bring up here. Okay, one of the things I did that was really super cool. It was when we were, let's see, where's the rest of that? There we are. Okay, this is my wife, my daughter, and myself using that same camera. Okay.
Even that comes through good, just even through this camera as well. So that was good.
Okay, so that's that one. And anyway, the screen on this thing is really phenomenal. Not just the infinity action on it, but the actual way it looks and everything. And I actually have a picture on here that I sent to a friend and he looked at it on his older phone, and it still looked good. It wasn't, of course, it wasn't exactly the same. This is my sister-in-law that I was telling you about in high school, come up with that concept for the for the big box store, that when all your shopping gets to you and all that. Anyway, right. We were just making faces and playing with it. But I did a little bit of video too. You won't be able to hear the audio on it, but anyway. Okay. This is me. I'm outside, and we have wisteria that blooms all the time, and so I was just kind of doing a.
I don't recognize the fella in the because he's got a suit on.
Yeah, really. It was. We all wore suits and made sure we were wearing one of our dad's ties. This was right after we came back from the memorial service, and so I was saying a little bit about you raise it up there, saying a little bit about the wisteria and stuff like that, because it's blooming, and we have like an acre of that, about 50 feet in the air, and just all around a whole acre. And so anyway, that was a video that I shot of that, and like you see on the camera, it actually looks better than it does. I'm guessing whenever you get it out of there, but this screen is just amazing the way it's all set up. And I stopped and took. I told you I was going to take spur of the moment pictures on stuff, and I went ahead and did some. Did a little bit of. A picture yesterday with some flowers. Again, I'm just getting too much glare. But the flowers and, the water behind it a little bit like that. Anyway, it was so I thought, well, okay, spur of the moment. I've got 5 minutes. I stepped out there, took the picture, got back in the car, and went on to work. So that was kind of.
But now you can't help yourself, though, now, because you've got the good phone. It just seems a shame not to just stop and do little things like that, and now you do your selfie talking on your videos now.
Sure, yeah, I did that. Or then I took another section of the video without the selfie part, with the back of the camera and getting close-ups of the wisteria itself, so I can take those two and put them together if I want to. But like you said, it's got the camera, and I'm set up on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, on YouTube. I've got the International Movie Database app on here, a audio recorder app that I can plug microphones into and talk. There's even an adapter that I believe will let me take one of these microphones like this and plug into it. And again, I'll have to see how much volume I get, but I could do an interview with this microphones with this thing, I believe. I'll have to look at it. Of course, Twitter's on here. Tumblr, which I haven't, my stuff gets published to Tumblr. Reddit, but I haven't been on Reddit yet. Flickr, where I have all that photograph stuff I was telling you about. But there's one major cool thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
When you try to do something, it happens.
Oh, that's good.
Because
compared to your phone.
Well, my other phone, the last time I tried to go to a website, it just crashed. And it took an hour for the phone to come back up. And so the idea that whether I'm on Wi-Fi here at the house or on data wherever I'm at, as long as there's any kind of a data signal, which we generally do in the locker room, but whenever I go out and work in that registry cage, where we do the secured mail, there's no signal in there hardly. But in general, it has a great signal, and I can do the same things, and it's just as fast on Wi-Fi as it is on the regular 4G phone signal. And I have no complaints about this phone at all. I mean, it's like you say, since I come from such a bad situation, it's really nice that everything actually works. So I am thrilled with the S8 Plus. There is no question at all. And it's got armor. You can
Oh, okay, that's the case, is it? So
and then the clip here to go on your belt. And then, but so it's just armored, which is good, because I was putting my lunchbox in the car last night and whacked it on the door facing already, but it was in its case. If I'm not actually physically using it, it's closed up and, completely. This is the OtterBox Defender. So, the thing is silver. I didn't even know what color I was getting. When it came out, it was silver, but you can't tell because it's all in its case. So it didn't really matter. Could have been pink for all I care.
That's the thing, is when all these phones, like the iPhones and all that, okay, rose gold, white, silver, black, it doesn't make any difference because you all put them in a black case. Well, really, it's a shame if you want to. They don't take them out and leave them empty, do they? Or naked.
Well, yeah, naked. Well, some people do. I see a lot of people, but they're the ones with the broken glass and the broken screen stuff. Now, Rick says what he does is gets a clear. He and I were sending emails back and forth. He likes a clear type of a case that seems to you'll probably get to see it on Tech Down Over. I think it's a silicone type case or something that's real easy to hold on to, but it's clear, so you can actually see the phone through the protective case. And for me, I'm carrying this thing in a rough and tumble world. It's not like I'm just using it in an office. So, and now it turned out I saw my brother, and he has like a 7, and his in exactly the same case. And you can clip it on your belt, and it's very secure. And like you say, I actually did whack it on the door facing once already, and it didn't even know anything happened because of the shock, mounting the way the thing is set up. It sits in that case really well. You can still see the infinity screen sides of it, and so it's really completely covered. And I have noticed, I'll say this, I wondered how they were going to handle it on the sides, but I don't know if you can see this, but see how the ends are actually higher. So if you drop it, it's going to.
It doesn't scratch, and it sits a little above. That's a good idea.
Yeah, the ends of it are thicker, so you're going to end up landing on that instead of, the size of the screen being. But this edge is just short. The edge right here is just short of where the actual glass is. You can see the way the glass goes. And what it is, there's a thing on the inside that actually fits into, and then a ring clamps down on it, and then you put it inside this outer case. And so it is totally securely held in here, and not, it is tactile, easy to hold on to, rubber edges like that. And then, of course, it's got the thing at the bottom that you cradle it into. And then
Yeah.
once you get it in there, then it snaps like that, and it's in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going anywhere. So,
Well, I must admit, if there's any phone I would go for, it would any different one, either be the iPhone or that. I think that's one of the best Androids about the Galaxy. I do like them.
Yeah, it's been out since I got mine on the 20th. The 21st was the release date, and so far I haven't heard a huge outcry or roar about anything ugly happening with it. Bixby is not supposed to be out for a week again or so, something like 2 weeks or something. I haven't even messed with it or worried about it. You know, so it does pop up and say, hey, you can use Bixby to do this and this and this. Well, thank you very much, dismiss. And just get on with your life. Because I've got so much fancy stuff to do that anything that wouldn't be working or anything like that, I don't even really know yet, because I'm so excited about just being able to do these things while I'm out on the road and don't have to just come to my computer to do it.
It was funny you should say about things to do with the phone, because I was out last night visiting somebody, and they had to do something with the Adobe Creative Cloud, and said, "Oh, have you created yourself a sign-on for them?" No. So we went to create a sign-on, and he already had created one. So of course we couldn't remember the password, so we had to go onto the thing, say, click on here to be sent your password update. And so we did that, but on his computer, I don't know what he'd had set up on it, but it was all blocking. So I couldn't do it. It wouldn't do the command to reset the password. So I thought, I know a sneaky way around, because he didn't have any data on his Samsung. So I switched my trusty iPhone onto a portable hotspot. Used made the Samsung take that as a Wi-Fi spot.
Nice.
Logged into that, changed the password on it. It sent the thing through to the email, and then we could reset it. I thought, what a collab! But it's just that we could. I thought, if we didn't have the phones, I wouldn't have been able to do that, because I said, look, your phone will do it. There's something that you've configured, and I think it's when people do get antivirus software and turn all the settings up real nice and high. I said, yeah, you get no viruses, but you tend to not get anything else either. That's usually the problem. It tends to stop a lot of things. So I said, rather than doing that, we'll just go sign you up on that, or get it reset from that one, and then that was good. So, but like my iPhone, this is the sort of case I have for the iPhone. It's got that there. So, and then I've got the glass cover on the phone. There's got a glass protective cover on there. Sure. But this case it's magnetic. So
oh wow,
it just takes out. So so that's really good. So you can have that nice and handy, and then when you just want to get it back, it just locks back into place there, and away you go.
Okay.
On that, and then you've got the case to, like you said, to protect it and put it away. And when you're out in the office, or when you want to use it. And I tell you what, you were saying about the things you can't do that you do with a phone. Well, what I was doing today, I was being extremely lazy. What I wanted to do was on my monitor upstairs, I wanted to see if it had a DVI input. You know how you have a VGA and the DVI inputs, and there was all these cables, and I couldn't get behind there. So what I did, I stuck the phone on, put it on the camera, did it the reverse camera, the selfie, stuck it under the back, and then I could see under there. Yeah. Oh, let's have one and stuck it under there. There's 1,000,001 uses for these phones, isn't there? And also as well, this one, I like this one on the iPhone. I just like that one, the torch. Yes. I love the torch on there. So.
Oh yeah, no, I do have to say that I downloaded the, like you say, the flashlight torch. I downloaded a decibel meter. I downloaded a compass. I downloaded a level that where you just lay the thing down and you end up with a nice level thing, and you find out how level you are. I'm trying to think. There's all kinds of little things like that. They're all a full screen calculator. So if you just really large button calculator that you can use. I'm trying to think of what all else. But as far as cases go, my wife is really good about ordering cases for different things. And here is the Kindle that you're replacing, actually, because I do have the Kindle app on here now. And this one here was really cool because it would actually make, if I can get this thing done, an easel that would set up. Let's see, do it this way. And so you could just set it there and then just use your finger to, while you're eating lunch, just use a little finger, go out there and do this thing like that. And she also got me this, which is kind of cool. But she's really, really good about finding cases for everything. And that is actually a tablet, one of these Acer tablets. And I just leave the keyboard on it. So it's basically a little, laptop's what it amounts to. And it just stays in this. It's a neoprene case like they make swim or diving suits out of. And
I've got one.
Yeah, and if it rains or something, it keeps the moisture off of it. And anyway, she's
with that color, you're not going to miss it either.
Oh no, exactly. See, it's about the only masculine thing you can find. It has all the maps and all the, which I just think was great. Of course, you can get Hello Kitty and pink and green and all these feminine things, and this is one of the few masculine ones we could find. And she totally knows that I'd rather have one not so much Hello Kitty and this. So she's sensitive to that, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, she just gets the most phenomenal cases for all of these different devices, and I'm really, really thankful for that because again, it gives them good protection.
A colleague of mine put me onto an app because I'm not one for going for a lot of apps unless somebody says, "Oh, this is really good," because there's so much rubbish out there. Like I think there's that many apps out there that mean you could load one every day and still not live long enough to load every one of them on the thing. But it was a health app. Well, not a health app. What do they call it? Got nothing to do with the health. Well, it's called Health Engine. And what it does, like it says when you want to book a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment.
Yes.
It's like a bit like an Uber if you were in desperate need. But even if you know your own one, you can book through there. And the colleague said he did it. He said, "Well, I'll try that." And he booked his regular doctor, went like an Uber. So yes, you're booked in it because you know how awkward it is. Whenever you want to go to the doctor, it's like wait on the phone, wait. Let's have a look for you and click the flicking through page and when can we get you in? And then because even these, but it was just he just put the where he wanted and they said, "Yep, slot you in. Is that okay?" "Yep." And then it sent a confirmation back, and I thought that's fantastic, isn't it? Because that's one of the world's most hideous things to do is booking in like, hey, you have to go to the dentist or the doctors, but you don't like doing it. So you'd like to be as effortless as possible where you just book it in and it says come around this time. And I thought, what a really good idea. So
oh yeah, no, like you say, any of these things, there's so many capabilities that the phone has, especially with the GPSs and different things like that. They know where you are. They can tell you, like it told me that I told you there was a guy the other day that told me how he had watched some of the show here and he was talking about how I was in the big time now because, I've got this co-host from Australia and all that. Well, last night my phone just said, "Oh, Jake Lanham is nearby." And, he was working last night, but it looked at my GPS, looked at his GPS and showed that, he's a contact of mine and let me know that he was nearby. I'm like, oh, okay. It's interesting stuff.
Some people don't like the phone knowing where you are, but I thought, hey, what if that doesn't know where you are? Somebody else knows where you are anyway. So, and I thought it's only there to help me. And like my phone, if you leave the tracking things on, when I jump into the car at about quarter to 7 in the morning, it says, "Are you going to work?"
Oh,
yeah. So it'll show you if you on the screen the navigation. Puts that all on the screen. You don't have to say I'm going to work. It knows you're going to work.
All right.
Because it says it's about that time every day. And then when you go, oh, and then when you look at your phone just about the home time, it says, oh, it's only 14 minutes to get to home. And it knows there. And then on a Saturday, it did that. They said, oh, it's only 14 minutes or 25 minutes to the Baxter Tavern. And it knows I go there for lunch on a Saturday. And you don't even have to set up your sat nav. And now with like Apple and Android CarPlay, you have your phone there and it just goes on the screen as well. So as your sat nav thing, and it's just fantastic that you don't have. You can just use it, because I like to have the sat nav going. I know where I'm going, but it tells me, all the different things that's coming up that you might not know, and also how long it's going to take you to get there. So it's always nice to have that. But I hate having to set things up. But that's just really makes a big difference to the phone, and that's what I like with. And you said all these different things, and then when you sit down and think, I'm going to have lunch, and then your phone goes bing. Somebody else said at the Baxter Tavern that the prawns were nice today, or something
Well,
like
I am totally ready for that. Yeah.
It says, so somebody's commented on how good. Oh, so it knows you're there, and it said, well, you're looking at, so it pings you and says, well, somebody else. And I was saying to a friend of mine, I said, I wonder how true that is. Is that somebody there, or is there somebody in the kitchen here typing on, saying, quick, Ethel, we've got to move the prawns today. Just put a comment on the app or something, because I just have this feeling there's somebody out in the kitchen just trying to trick everybody. But,
and as soon as it gets done, it says, "This has been a paid announcement."
Yeah, that's right.
They have to, just like you can boost a post on Facebook, and pay $5 or whatever. They actually boost their prawns that way. I have an app on here called Notepad, and you can actually talk to it, and then it gives you 4 or 5 things. Did you say this? It's all very similar, but I guess I don't know until it learns your accent or something like that. But then it'll give you about 4 or 5 different things, and usually the first one that I've checked on is exactly what I said, and that's pretty cool. Also, I noticed that Google Drive was on here. And I've been wanting a cloud type of a thing to where I can, put a picture on it that I've taken, or a video on it that I've taken, and then just pick it up on my computer and do the editing on the video, because I have a little front end I'm going to be put on my personal YouTube channel. And then, I'll need to do that and then put it up there. So, so far I haven't got it set up on the main computer here yet. It just automatically set up on here, and with some stuff I had set it up one time before, and the pictures and different couple of things I had on it were actually automatically on the phone whenever this thing automatically set it up. So it knew me. I might have set it up with something else like Facebook or something like that, but it knew who I was and what was going on, and automatically set it up. Then I checked on here, and I'm going to have to get the password thing all straightened up. And I'm going to have to figure out how to move things to the drive, because I'm so used to the Windows type of system where you just have places there it is, and you move it over here. I'm not on the Android system. I'm not used to actually navigating and pushing files around like I am on the Windows system. So I'm going to have to learn how to actually put them in Google Drive. But there was one picture that I took, and for some reason, when I got here and turned the computer on, all of a sudden it popped up with that picture on my regular computer screen. I'm not sure what I did for that to happen, but it just showed up on Google Drive type of a thing on the screen and said, hey, here's this picture. And they kind of stylized it a little bit, like put some kind of a funny little border around it and did some kind of little shading type of thing or something. And no, I don't like that. And so I just said, no. It was just funny. I don't know what I did to make it show up on the main screen, or if it just chose to do it by itself. I'm not really sure.
But the thing is, there is something, and I know in most of them, where when you if you hook it up to your Google Drive, I use Dropbox, but they're all the same, from different names for different things and that. But when you set it up with your phone and your photos, as soon as you take a photo, it depends on what you say. If you say, don't do it until I get to a Wi-Fi, because you don't want to use your data to upload to Google Drive. So as soon as you get to a hi-fi hotspot, it uploads your pictures to the Google Drive. So you've got it on your phone, but what most people do, and I'm still guilty of this, is you have your phone and you have tons of photos. You say, oh, yeah, but then if something happens and you have to clear it all and you haven't backed it up, you've lost everything. But with that, at least you've got everything in the cloud that's on your other computer, so you don't really, it doesn't matter. So you've got a copy of it as well. But you were saying about one of those note apps. There's a couple, and one that I found that was a real good one that does it. So you do your note and you say, oh, don't forget to do this and talk about this on the weekly catch up.
Mhm.
And you do that. And then it's got a place, so it emails you an audio file
Oh.
of that. So wherever you're out, so it doesn't, so you don't have to play when you get home. You've got an email saying, oh, and an audio file, don't forget to do this.
Mhm.
So I thought that was good. But the only thing is you've just got to be aware of with a lot of these apps is when you do that, as long as you don't care what you're saying and where that message is going, because obviously your message is going on somebody else's server
Sure.
and then going out to you to email. But as I said, but some people get a bit funny, but I thought, well, you don't mind that for email, so why would you mind it for that? But there's always these, like, I think every time you say something to, what's the Android version of Siri? But
Bixby now. It's Bixby.
But it's got to go to some server to recognize that, so it's got your voice asking for the particular things. So
the NSA is probably listening to you. In any case, to me, I'm expecting this to be a completely public device. So whatever I'm putting on it is going to be public. It's going to know where I'm at, all that kind of stuff. When I come home and I want privacy, I don't mind people knowing I'm at home.
No.
I mean, I don't have any trouble with that. But when I come home, I decide when I am looking at the outside and when I'm not. I cover this camera up to make sure somebody just can't turn it on if they want to, and it's maybe trying to listen or whatever like that. This is going to be public and the rest of my home is going to be private. So I'm open with the idea that this is going to be a public device, and I'm fine with that.
It was a bit like the last year or something that was saying the head of the CIA was interviewing him or something, and he had his laptop there.
Yeah.
The head of the CIA, and his security device was a bit of tape over his camera. And I thought, yeah, that's the head of the CIA, and he doesn't trust it.
Right.
I saw you calculator before. What's that one?
This one's the Kindle.
The Kindle part of it, yeah. So,
Yeah, you can actually make it. If I can make it go big, there you go. So large
well, you can
print.
oh, that's good, isn't it? And it's so readable over here. It's amazing camera technology that the refresh rate's so good that you can read it.
Oh yeah, instead of having those lines coming down, stuff like that.
The thing we get every now and then is the white balance going ever so slightly because it's so white.
Sure. And then now I'm brightening up again. Yeah.
Yeah, but you look a bit ghoulish when it goes, because you go like you've got no color in like a Dracula, and then you come back to life again. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So right now I'm reading a book about Nikola Tesla.
Oh, okay.
You can't see that as well, but yeah.
You can see the picture, yeah.
But anyway, so that's what that's about. And then, like you say, you got Pinterest, you got LinkedIn. Here's I use a podcast app called Dog Catcher. And so these are some different podcasts. See right here, the Holbrook New Media audio feed down close to the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we're on. If I can get it down far enough. Okay.
I can see you're a Twit follower as well.
Yeah, I got that.
Twit.
Yeah, and so there's also the Cinema Toast Crunch podcast. Here it is. You got that Cinema Toast Crunch. So these, like I said, that's where Brett was at. And by the way, that is cinematoastcrunch.libsyn.com if you want to go listen to that podcast, because like you say, that's the one that that Brett, whenever he did the feedback and everything on the Fire Stick. So go and check them out. That would be good. They're doing a good show. They're very knowledgeable about movies, and so movies are something that I think are nice, and it's not something I generally I'm not an aficionado. I'm not a completely devotee to movies or whatever like that. But I enjoy listening to the show because they know so much, both Garvis and Brett. They know so much about the movies. Garvis is more into more modern, even though he does like movies from the 70s and 80s, but he's more into comedy type movies, things like that. Whereas Brett's more into older classic movies. And they can talk intelligently about all different movies. And, and if there's a movie, that, Brett in this last episode was talking about, Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan is one of my favorite directors. He said, but this movie that just came out called Split, I think it was, guy about split
Oh, that yeah,
personalities. He said
yeah.
it was totally about the old '70s formula of the thing like that. And he says it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they are very direct about their opinions about the movies, and you learn a lot of stuff. And they're online while they're doing the show, and they look at digital bits and international movie database and stuff like that, and they get information on the actors and the stuff like that. Talk about new releases, and different things. And it's it's a really good show. Very very knowledgeable, and I like it. It's pretty cool. Like you say, just to get some people to go over and listen to it. It's great stuff.
The thing is, I like with those sort of shows is that there's so much out there that you should be watching, but you don't know you should be, and you need some people like that to review films and because there's things that, like, sometimes I'm not into, say, sports films,
Hmm.
but that puts me off. But then you listen to some people talk about some of them, and you
Hmm.
think, hang on, that's got nothing to do with sport. It just happens to be about sport, but that's got nothing to. That's just incidental that they play football or they play baseball.
Hmm.
It's just the other story about that. So I've watched a load of films that I would have never, ever considered because you see somebody talking about it and then they're so passionate and love it so much,
Hmm.
and they tell you all the ins and outs without spoiling the film. Like I just do hate a lot of the previews on some of the blockbuster ones that are rubbish. Sometimes you see, the rubbish when you've seen the film and you say, yeah, the 30-second trailer told everything. That was it. There was nothing, and then they just padded out the trailer for 2 hours and that. So
Yeah,
that's
on this
bad.
on this movie, what they were complaining about was surely because like I say, Brett had seen the film, and then and then Garvis had uh, not seen the film, but he'd seen the trailer, and he said the
Hmm.
trailer made him absolutely not want to see the film. And he said, surely out of a movie, you should be able to come up with 1.5 minutes of good content that would make
Everybody
somebody want to see the film. And if they can't even do that,
the trailer that
yeah, it's
must
maybe
say.
some movie you don't want to see.
There's also as well that one I just didn't like the main actor. Yeah, I don't mind him as an actor, but it just didn't seem to be that right for that sort of part. Like
Sometimes,
that's
sometimes they miscast these people, but then there's sometimes that an actor can actually pull, make the movie worth watching because their performance is so good in the middle of a bad script and a bad movie. Um, Let me say one other thing about the phone before we kick off.
Oh yeah.
Okay. My other phone had gotten to the point to where you either had to plug in or have it off because it was just, again, a 6-year-old phone. This thing just wasn't staying charged, and I would have to turn it off and then I would come back and turn it on and hopefully it would work for a while. And, so I was ready. This one here, I charged it, let's see, how long ago did I charge it? 24 hours ago.
Still going.
I've still got 69% on
That's
this thing.
good.
I could go 2 full days. And that's with
Mm.
as heavier use than I've ever done before. I could go all day today again, and then get back home, and I'd still have 20% or more by the time I got back to tomorrow morning to actually get the thing to start charging up. And that's listening to podcasting on a 50-mile round trip to work on the thing. Loading apps. I mean, I'm looking at all these different places like LinkedIn. When I was at work, I looked at Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and again, I can now have data and go to all these places, but the battery life is phenomenal as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I can get 48 hours out of this battery easily, and that's with heavy use.
And even if you like because you've got a decent round trip, you could plug it into the cigarette lighter in the car on the way to work, on the way home. You probably never have to charge it because, as I said, that would usually give you quite a decent charge because, like you said, you've got 50 miles to go, haven't you? So
Yeah, but they have a fast charger with it too. And the thing will charge in about an hour. I charged it up from like 19 or 18% in about an hour. And I've done that 2 or 3 times now, and I'm really shocked at this charger. Now, this thing here had got the Kindle had gotten to the point to where it was running down every day. And so I did spend some time over the last month with it plugged in, trying to listen to podcasting on it because that's where I was doing it before. But now I'm combining camera, Kindle, even this other larger laptop computer, this tablet over here that I was typing and stuff on for blog posts and stuff like that. Now I can actually take the thing. It's getting to the point with arthritis and things like that that I can't type as well as I used to. And so I can actually now take this note app and talk to it and tell it things. And then I could actually edit it whenever I got home or something.
And the voice recognition is getting so much better, isn't it?
Yes.
I remember years ago, in the about 5 years ago, it was still not quite as good. And Rick uses that a bit when he was doing direct messages. And I said to him, I said, I have no idea what you sent me. It's just said, be careful, the police are watching the server. And I said, he said, what? I said, I have no idea what it meant, but I said I had to laugh so much because I said I have no idea what you meant, but that's what translated it to. And so I said, oh, and I forgot what it was, but it's funny what some things they come up with, and when you do listen to the mistakes that they make, you just start talking a little bit differently because you think, no, well, I didn't stop. So it's putting it all in one big word and trying to do that. Whereas when we do speak, we tend to not stop between words, and it just puts them all together. So I think they're just so smart that they can pick out. Like you used to have to do training on all these things and tell them about 500 words before it would work. But now, now I can see whenever it makes a mistake. Well, it's not it making a mistake. It's just me saying it with a slur or not pronouncing the word correctly. So you think, well, it tried its damn best. So
let's try this note program out and see what it says.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me pull my glasses down again. I need milk. It didn't like that. So it said try it again. Stop at the store and get milk, bread, eggs, and buy some extra real estate for Geoff Blanchard because supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Will it read it back?
That's what I'm waiting to see. Okay. Stop at the store and get milk, bread, eggs, and buy some extra real estate for Geoff Blanchard. Spelled it correctly. Because supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I didn't say it, did it?
Yeah, SUPER. Okay, super, C-A, it's all one word too. C-A-L-I-F, fragilistic, expialidocious. Yeah, it actually did it. I can show you the top line. It gives you 3 or 4. Can you see expialidocious there?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, the top one has always been right. It's always, that's what I said.
Yeah, but it's just really good, isn't it? That it's just that
especially I'm saying stuff that's not actually real stuff, but it totally spelled your name, Geoff Blanchard, and it spelled it Geoff.
Yeah, not
J-E-F. And then Blanchard, the way it. Yeah. I mean, and this is just a free app I downloaded, on the recommendation of the store, and it said, hey, this is one of our recommended apps, and I mean. Okay, and I'm saying things that aren't real words, and there it is. I'm totally impressed with this.
And the thing is, you don't have to say like they used to. It says, go to the store, full stop. And now you just say, go to the store, and then go, and it automatically knows how to, the punctuations to put that in, doesn't it? You don't have to say semicolon.
Yeah, this is doing it like lowercase, and then what you could do is actually then go and now, like you say, have a look at it.
If you yell at it, will it put it in uppercase?
Let's find out.
I'm on that store.
Okay, let's find out. Okay, I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna step away from the mic a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh no, the comedian's a bear.
Oh.
Elmo the comedian's a bear.
Elmo.
Okay, Elbow the comedian's a bear. Ammo the comedian's a bear. Elmo the comedian the bear. It did capitalize some of it.
Oh, did it capitalize because she was yelling? So that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I get to focus.
still never got what exactly, but it was.
Yeah, but of course, I probably overdrove the thing to where it was just too loud anyway. But I mean, I think
It's getting frightened. It's a wonder. It says, "I'm sorry, I'm not responding to you until you be a bit quieter, be a bit more gentle,
be more civil." Yeah, yeah. But anyway, the app is called Notepad, is what it's called, and I'm surprised they could even use that word. But that name. But no, it's actually doing quite well. But I figure where I was yelling, it probably overdrove the peaked the meters or whatever, and so it probably got some distortion out of it. But it seemed happy enough. It actually is doing really well.
Yeah, so we know what you're going to be doing all in your free time now is just doing apps and learning how they work on the Android. The only thing I just could never figure out on the Android, and I just used to have so many things going, and I'll try to stop things, and then they'd start up by themselves again on the phone. So that's the only thing I have. You sometimes you get 500 things going, where on an Apple thing, it's easy to figure. What you've got going straight away. But I never did on an Android. I'd go to the program manager, and then I'd always have loads of these things, and then shut them down. Some things I wanted to shut down would start themselves up again later. So I'm sure it was only due to some of the settings on the things, but it was quite strange. So.
Oh yeah. So here comes Bixby up. I didn't mean that. Here's something here where you can actually have multiple windows that you're switching between and stuff.
Yeah.
The different things I've done. So, but there's a bunch of stuff open, but it doesn't seem to mind.
No.
I mean, it hasn't slowed the thing down at all. And I downloaded a bunch of podcasting, but you can just do that, and it starts scrolling down through the things, all the different windows that are open, and then I guess you can stop and again, I just found out about that, so I haven't even tried to turn any of them off or anything like that, because nothing's slowing down. It's just that stuff, I guess, is still open.
Now, strange question. Have you made a call on it yet?
Let me see. With my wife, yeah, I did. I did right there, and she tried the ringtone on it, and we've done that a little bit. But yeah, I added a couple of. Well, looks like we're crashing. Hello. Looks like we have crashed on the screen.
Hello.
It says Skype can't connect to your webcam for some reason.
Oh. Well, that's fine. I'll finish the show.
Yeah, it's a nice profile shot anyway. Oh, it was. At least it was there. I was kind of like looking real executive and stuff.
Huh. Well, when you went, video. I said, well, that's nice. I said, all I asked was how you going. You didn't have to leave me so abruptly.
Well, yeah, that's just too bad.
You froze. So I said, well, it looks like it's about the end of the show at the time. So, and then I ended it, and I said, but it'll help if I ended it with the end shot rather than the beginning shot.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm seeing that now on the live stream. You went ahead and ended the show. Yeah,
I ended it with the start again because I thought, oh no, press the wrong button because I. But it can't get your webcam. So
yeah, well, that's what it says. I mean, it just went off. So let me don't know what that's about. Let me tell you something while I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
My wife, we were talking about something maybe in the next show that we could actually introduce our animals here. And
yes.
you could introduce William on the show, and then she would actually come on and chat with you for a little bit and bring the kitty in for you to see Lily, the kitty.
Oh, that would be great.
Would that be cool? Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about that next. We could start the show with me the way we normally do, and then I could just hand it over to her, and she could bring the kitty in, and you guys could chat for a while.
Yes, that would be nice. That would be. What's your wife's name, so I don't forget it?
Her name is Dee.
D. Oh, well, that's hard to remember.
Yeah, D-E-E, yeah.
D. Yeah, how
D.
So that's hard to remember. So, oh, that'd be great, because then that'd be a thing about our animals and that we've had. Like, I've only got William at the moment, but actually, I've got Charlie as well. Charlie's still there, so Charlie's still on the go, so he's still there. So,
but anyway, so. I guess the camera itself works. It just something happened with the international connection, I guess.
Yeah, because you mentioned the TSA, what's it?
NSA.
NSA, that's why. And
Yeah. Or of course, Samsung could have got mad where he spent so much time, showing their actual phone on the screen.
Oh no, but we've been positive, and they would like to. They would promote that. They won't cut you off. You're not saying that it's exploding or anything. So that's when
I was just saying how great the battery was.
Yeah. It's talking about the battery. Quick, cut him off just in case.
Cut him off. And all of a sudden I'm sitting here and the thing blows up in my face and go down the big flames going everywhere, and it's a great
News where podcasters run and it's look, I'm just doing this. He's looking straight into it and it blows up in his face. But I think I think this one's going to be a really good phone because as I said, you would get the best of the best from that phone. It will be the best phone you could ever get from Samsung because it just cannot afford to do anything wrong. So I think you'll get even better things than you would have normally. If nothing had happened with the other one, it wouldn't be half as good a phone, I don't think.
Yeah,
but now they're just making it so nice anyway. Anyway, I'll get off and we'll see you next week. Yes. Well, I should have my green screen back. So, and we'll talk to Dee about the kitty.
Yeah, we'll start with the just the way we normally start the show, and she'll be here on the wings, and we'll get introduced, and then I'll just say, "Hey, this is my wife Dee," and and she'll just sit in a chair, and you guys can have a big chat. Yeah,
so that would be great. Okay.
Sounds good.
Look forward. So next week, thank you, and bye for now.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Links for a free subscription, feedback, and everything else we do is at holbrooknewmedia.com. You can find all things Geoff Blanchard at jeffblanchard.com.